Well, hello and welcome back to my office/studio. Today we are going to take a first look at the all-new 4th generation 2021 Acura MDX. Acura is calling this thing an MDX prototype, but from the pictures you can tell that this thing is practically production ready. As you guys know, the MDX has been the best-selling luxury three-row crossover in America for quite some time, so we've all been waiting a long time. Let's finally take a first look. Now, following on the footsteps of the all-new 2021 Acura TLX, the 4th generation MDX prototype is Acura's flagship model. It's not only their flagship SUV, but Acura is also calling it their flagship model here in the US because the Acura RLX has been finally discontinued. And as you guys know, with the MDX, it has a long history within Acura. It's been part of the lineup since 2001, so exactly 20 years now. And it has consistently been the best three-row luxury SUV for sale here in America, with Acura moving a little over 50,000 units annually. So obviously an all-new version is a very big deal, and Acura has thrown everything but the kitchen sink at this completely redesigned model. It is now riding on an all-new Acura exclusive platform. It's also showing off the first ever double wishbone front suspension in an MDX. So again, that's taking a page out of the 2021 TLX. I suspect that the platform is very similar to the all-new TLX, which I finally just drove. If you guys are looking to watch that video, I'll be sure to include a link in the description below where you can watch my full review on the 2021 TLX. But this video is about the all-new MDX. And as you guys know, with this generation, the 4th generation model, it is following up on the 3rd generation model, which to me didn't age particularly well. Let me first start with the styling of this all-new generation MDX, because if you first look at it in photos, I haven't seen this car in person yet, it is a very evolutionary take on the pre-refreshed or the previous generation model. Of course, Acura showed off the diamond pentagon grille on the MDX back in 2017. On this model, it looks much more well incorporated. You have the 4-element jewel eye LED headlights with the chicane style LED daytime running light with LED turn signals, and it looks like you also have LED fog lights. Now, this concept model is painted in a liquid carbon matte finish paint. Acura also showed off a performance red version, and it really looks production ready. I don't know why Acura insists on calling it a prototype. It looks like the 2021 MDX that we're gonna be seeing in Acura dealerships by early next year. Now, the big news about this generation is a hot new Type S model is also debuting. That's right, the first ever Type S branded SUV in Acura's lineup. I'll talk a little bit more about that on the powertrain in just a moment. Now, following around the side profile, you can see the new MDX is about 3 inches longer in the wheelbase, Acura says, so that would give it a wheelbase that's pretty similar to the new TLX, which is 113 inches long. It is lower, it is wider, it is longer than the previous generation, so it gives it a much more aggressive stance versus the 3rd generation MDX model. This concept, or this prototype, is riding on 21-inch wheels, which have been pushed out to the corners to give this car, again, a more aggressive stance. I hope these 21-inch wheels make it to production because they are a fantastic looking wheel on fatter tires. Acura didn't have any specs on how wide the tires are. Of course, it'll be available with either front or super handling all-wheel drive is my guess. Now, at back, the rear also is definitely not quite as distinctive as the front. It has a little bit of Infiniti QX60 in the lines a little bit. You have kind of a similar shape to the taillights. You have those chicane style for the LED taillights. It mimics, again, the front. The rear integrated exhaust tips also look nice and clean. I hope the Type S model has a more distinctive look with its quad outlet design, which I'm expecting it to have a quad outlet look to the rear taillight or the rear exhaust system. And overall, let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the new look of the MDX. Did Acura push the envelope far enough, or did they play it safe? I'm curious to know what you guys think, so leave a comment below and tell me what your opinion is on the styling. Now, underneath the hood of the new MDX, Acura is introducing one all-new powertrain and carrying over the previous generation's 3.5-liter V6. That'll be the standard powertrain in all the MDX models. Acura didn't disclose horsepower and torque figures, but in the 2020 model, it makes 290 horsepower and 267 pound-feet of torque. I suspect the output should not change. Maybe Acura might add a couple of ponies here and there. The big news, however, is Acura has finally dumped the 9-speed ZF transmission. Thank God. The 10-speed automatic designed in-house by Honda and Acura is the standard transmission offering. My guess is front-wheel drive will be standard, super handling all-wheel drive will be optional, which again mimics what we find in the TLX. Now, in summer of 2021, the first ever MDX Type S will launch, which will be available with the same 3-liter turbocharged V6 that will also see double duty in the TLX Type S. I have not driven that car yet. The TLX Type S will be coming out in the spring. The MDX Type S will come out in the summertime. Acura estimates that powertrain will be good for 355 horsepower and 354 pound-feet of torque. I'm hoping that Acura eventually gives us the final numbers and it has a little bit more power, because something like that should have closer to 400 horsepower in my opinion. Now, the new TLX is significantly heavier than the old one. I suspect this new MDX to also be a little bit heavier with the current model weighing around 4,400 pounds. Don't be surprised to see this one gain a couple of 100 pounds. So I'll be curious to know what the performance is like, what the towing is like, and what the capabilities are going to be like for this next generation model. So moving into the interior, being that this is now Acura's flagship model in general, the company also really pulled out all the stops when you look at the cabin of this all-new MDX. Now, being a prototype model, it has an interior that practically looks finished. And I have to say, I am very impressed with what I'm seeing. First of all, the interior design looks very modern, it looks very sophisticated, it looks incredibly luxurious, and Acura has finally added a fully digital 12.3-inch display right behind the steering wheel. So Acura has been kind of refusing to do that. They're debuting this customizable full LCD display on the 2021 MDX, and it has a really interesting design. You can see it shows a graphic of the car with all of the Acura watch safety systems. You can also change the layout of the tach and the speedometer if you'd like. It definitely looks much more modern. It looks much more upscale. At the front and center part of the center stack, you're also going to find the largest screen ever in an Acura or Honda product. It's now a 12.3-inch LCD display. This is of course part of the true touchpad interface. It is not a touchscreen, although it looks like it could be a great touchscreen, but Acura refuses to do touchscreens, so instead you have that true one-to-one positioning on the touchpad, which also includes Android Auto and CarPlay. No mention if they are now throwing in wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I really hope, I'm keeping my fingers crossed for Acura to do that. The screen in general looks much more modern. Acura says that it is now the newest implementation of Acura's true touchpad interface, and it'll also have a faster processor, so it's addressing some of my complaints with the TLX and the RDX of it being a little bit laggy and a little bit slow. Now, being the flagship of the Acura lineup, the company is introducing several new features, including 9-way massaging seats. That's right, Acura is finally getting on the massaging seat bandwagon, and I have to say the seats themselves and this, ivory leather with the two-tone combination look very comfortable and supportive, so I'm excited to try out those massaging seats. Acura is also very well known for introducing very high-end audio systems that don't cost an arm and a leg like its European competitors. And the ELS Studio 3D sound system now has 25 speakers and over 1,000 watts of power. Now, this system was excellent in the RDX and in the TLX, so I imagine it's going to be even better in the MDX, so I'm very excited to try that out. The rest of the cabin, you can see all of the switchgear is the new stuff that we see from a lot of Acura products. The steering wheel is all new. A lot of the switchgear also doesn't look like it's shared much with a lot of Honda products, so I'm really happy to see Acura is pushing the envelope there, and they really needed to do that. The company is also saying that interior space has been improved overall. You have more legroom in the front, second, and in the third row. Remember, the MDX remains a third row luxury SUV that'll be coming as standard equipment, which is great because the 2021 TLX, its interior actually shrunk. So I'll be curious to see how Acura has improved the interior space and packaging of the all-new MDX. Now, if you guys are looking to purchase the all-new 4th generation MDX, I'm happy to say that this new version will be built at Acura's East Liberty, Ohio plant when it goes on sale in the early part of 2021. If you want the Type S version, you're gonna have to wait until the summer of 2021. And Acura has not disclosed pricing just yet. The current generation model starts in the low $40,000 range. Don't be surprised to see this new version get more expensive, especially the hot new Type S. That should easily go over $60,000, which is right in line with all of its competitors. Remember, the MDX will be competing head-on with cars like the Lincoln Aviator, the Genesis GV80, the Lexus RX, a BMW X5, Mercedes-Benz GLE, and Audi Q7. There is a lot to choose from in this segment, and Acura needed to really push the envelope for the all-new MDX if they want to maintain their status as the best-selling luxury three-row crossover here in America. But with all that said, I hope you guys have enjoyed my first look overview of the 2021 MDX. If you're also looking to see the latest cars I'm testing, be sure to follow me on Instagram at redline_reviews. Like us on Facebook, and as always guys, please keep subscribing to the Redline Reviews YouTube channel for all the latest reviews. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video.